Hello? Too short for my own good. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, I'm Sandra, and I'm just going to tell my story to you today. I grew up in a small town called Odessa, Texas. Not many people have heard of it unless you've watched Friday Night Lights or go there for work. It's a very small oil-filled town. I was raised in a faith-filled home with my mom, my dad, and my little brother Isaac, who's about 3 years younger than I am. Ever since I can remember, I love dance. I just love to dance. Some of my happiest memories involve dancing with my family in the living room, or say dancing in the rain while my dad's painting on the porch. Dancing has always been a huge stress reliever, and some of my best memories involve dance or movement in some way, shape, or form. During the course of my younger years, I had a couple of traumatic events happen in my life. Being the older sibling and all, I embodied a role of a guardian or a helper of sorts. Having God in my heart at such a young age, I was able to be strong for others. When I was 7, my parents divorced unexpectedly. This didn't affect me as much as I feel it affected my little brother. So I began to take it upon myself to be strong and try with everything I had to keep the peace. When I was a child, my dad worked as a police officer, and unfortunately he passed away when I was 10, working on duty. I remember watching the sunset the day he passed away. God painted the sky in such a way that spoke to me. I felt an overwhelming calmness rush through my body. From top to bottom, inside and out, I knew in that moment, just like he painted the flawless, detailed sunset, that he was the trusty artist holding the paintbrush of my life. During hard times, God revealed himself through me through the strong role models that I have as a mother, who is also a father rolled into one, as well as my grandma. I just needed to give them a shout out because God knows I don't know where I would be today without them. On top of that, God blessed me with 2 younger sisters after my dad passed away. I can't even begin to express the joy that God brings to my life through them. There's never a dull moment when we're together. In the silly moments, through the heartache, in the bond that has been so tightly that it's unbreakable, God has revealed himself to me. On being the guinea pig and the little mommy, as my mom has titled me, I began to take on the role to be a moral compass and a rock for my family. The verse Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." This verse is meant to be used as a shield. As my life went on, I began to use this verse as a mask rather than a shield because I was afraid to be who I am. I would suppress all of my feelings and personality to accommodate everyone else. God gave me dance as a conduit to which I could express my individuality. In high school, I was bullied. I spent most of my time in an unhealthy environment that was the dance team. I was excluded and shamed for my dancing because the enemy placed jealousy in the hearts of my teammates. I allowed their words and sneaky giggles to seep into my heart to the point where I began to hold back in my dancing. I began to believe that I wasn't good enough as a dancer or a person. I began to water down my personality to lessen the chance of drawing attention to myself. My self-esteem began to shrink, and social anxiety became more prevalent than it had ever been. I truly believed, that I was unworthy because I allowed my worth to be found in others, in what others thought of me. By holding myself back, I was doing myself and God a disservice. Matthew 6:26 says, "Look at the birds of the air. Do they not see? Do they not sow or reap or store away in barns? And yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" In all of these trials, he said to me, "You don't need to understand why these things are happening now. That's my job. Your job is to understand that you are loved and that I am in control, that I am holding you." In those small little details that I spent extra time on, the things that you have renamed imperfections, if you would just be your complete self wherever you are, I will use those to help you connect with others like you've never known. Fast forward, while I was attending college in Odessa, Texas, I spent 3 years trying to figure out what it is God wanted me to do. After 4 degree changes and 2 associate's degrees, I was still unhappy. I finally decided to say, "Okay, God, show me what you have for me. I'm done searching for it on my own." After continuous prayer and just spending time with God, I went to a dance class that my good friend invited me to. By going to this dance class, I met one of my mentors that I have today. She's the one who helped me realize the steps I needed to take in order to audition and apply to Texas State. She trained me for 3 months in ballet and motivated me to come audition. God has led me to what I've been praying for. I'm now a dance major, and as my grandma would say, "Thank you, Jesus." And she's here in the audience. I know she'll appreciate that. I immediately got involved. Sorry. This is good stuff now. I'm crying now. I immediately got involved. God is just so good. I immediately got involved in organizations that are faith-centered. I was also living in a 1-bedroom apartment until my brother moved in with me a couple months ago. In these circumstances that God arranged for me to be in the fellowship, in the loneliness, there were blessings galore. Back in October, I was baptized, and I have created bonds with simply amazing people who are supportive, but also not afraid to tell you what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear. And in this time of being here, I've also learned to appreciate what I have back home a lot more. Some amazing things that have also happened is I've got certified to teach yoga and Zumba while being here. And with no experience whatsoever, I'm so blessed to be able to be teaching dance and assisting gymnastics because of a lady that took a chance on me. I still praise God on the way to work every single day in the car. There's no way I could have done that without him. These are exciting things, but there have been plenty of hard times and plenty of trials that have got the best of me sometimes. In these times and in the loneliness, I was able to lean into God more and just spend time with Him. It was a blessing in disguise. There's so much freedom in letting go and just allowing yourself to be held by the one who created you, by the one who loves you fully and completely. The most important thing I learned while being here is that God uses your trials, He uses your imperfections and your insecurities so that you can better connect with others. All this time I was trying to be strong in order to not burden others with my pain or problems. In reality, being vulnerable is where the real treasure is found. There's a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. There's freedom in surrender. In Jeremiah 31:4, God says, "I will build you up again, you virgin Israel. You will be rebuilt. Again, you will take up your timbrels and go dance with the joyful." And through this unbelievable journey God has led me through, He has truly built me up again. And I'm so happy and blessed to be able to share my story with you today. And that is it. Thank you so much.